Hi, welcome to The Art of Yoga with Cat Justice, and this is another in my series of yoga for lower back pain. This one is specifically for people who have been diagnosed with stenosis. So stenosis is a kind of stiffening and a narrowing of the spinal canal, and it's no fun. It makes your back feel really stiff. It can cause all sorts of problems and aches and pains in the body. Some people eventually maybe need surgery because of it. Let's hope not. So we're going to use this yoga to help get the spine moving in a comfortable range. But what that comfortable range is going to be very personal. So I'm just asking you right now to take a moment to promise yourself that you're not going to push through pain with this. If your body gives you the signals, especially with any extension, any back bending movement, if it gives you the signal that enough is enough, you're going to respect that. You're going to practice ahimsa, non-harming, and satya, truthfulness. You're going to be true to yourself. You're not going to hurt yourself. So you're going to stay in that comfortable range, whatever it is. But that said, figuring out what your comfortable range is and how to slowly maybe even challenge it and get a little bit more motion back can be really therapeutic and really wonderful. So we're going to go slow, we're going to tune in, and we're going to get our backs moving and feeling better. So let's get started. We'll start on our backs, so you can come onto your back. And we'll start, you might want to have a yoga strap or maybe even just like a bed sheet, something you could loop around your leg for a hamstring stretch. You might want to have that handy. But we'll start on our backs. And go ahead and relax the arms out to the sides. Let your back soften into the floor. Feel the belly rise and fall with the breath. You might even want to take one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. And as you feel the belly rise and fall with the breath, just inviting your back to soften. And then from here, we're going to start with some core work, with some core exercises, and with gently getting our spine moving. So pelvic tilts to begin. On an inhale, you're going to rock the pelvis forward, and you'll feel your lower back arch slightly away from the floor. And then you're going to exhale, tuck the tailbone under, feel your lower back press down. So moving nice and slow. Inhale to arch. Exhale, rock it back. Moving with the breath and moving through a comfortable range. So right here, we're going to notice, oh, does it hurt if I push too far? Does it hurt if I extend too far? If it does, make the movement smaller so you can stay kind of just under the pain. Where it would hurt, go right up to that point, but don't go into the pain. Stay just under it. Moving with the breath, feeling those core muscles start to engage to give support to the back. And then coming back to neutral. And now you're going to step your feet so they're a little bit wider than your hips. And we're going to do some windshield wipers. So let the arms relax out. Exhale, let the knees drop down. Inhale, bring them back up. And exhale to the other side. Again, comfortable motion, going only as far as your body wants to go. Inhale to lift. And exhale, let them come down. Just feeling that ball and socket rotation happening in the hips. Maybe feeling a gentle opening or lengthening happening through the back, but no strain. It's really common if we've got stenosis in our lumbar spine to have some arthritis in the hips too. Those things often go along together, unfortunately. So again, just keep the hips in that comfortable range. And then from there, you're going to come back up and go ahead and hug the right knee into the chest. Your left foot might want to stay just on the floor here for support, or you can see what it feels like to straighten the leg. This might be too intense, so just kind of playing it by however your body is comfortable, straight or bent. And then from here, we're just going to do little baby circles for that right knee, just gently releasing through the hip. And then as you're ready, you can find your good old neighborhood friendly yoga strap or bed sheet or whatever you've got, and you're going to loop it over the ball of the foot. And then from there, you're going to gently stretch up. And it depends on where your hamstrings are at. Some people, your hamstrings might be here. Other people might not even need the strap. You can bring it all the way up. But you're just going to feel where is that comfortable stretch through the back of the thigh without any strain into the back. You're going to think relax the shoulders, the jaw, the neck, all that good stuff. Breathing into the stretch, slow the breath down. And then hug the knee back in, and we'll gently switch sides. So you can hug left knee to the chest, right foot can stay flat or it can straighten, whatever feels more natural. Maybe little circles for that left hip, loosening it up. And then as you're ready, looping the strap or the bed sheet, whatever you got, and reaching up. And so again, it might be different on this side. This side, your hamstrings, again, might be more flexible. They might be less flexible. You just find where your comfortable edge is and hang out there. So just feel a deep but comfortable stretch through the back of the leg. No strain. Slowing the breath down. And then gently release the strap. You can set it aside and take the leg down. From here, you're going to bend your knees on up again, feet flat on the floor, and we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, and then let the right hip drop open for kind of a figure four position. For some of us, this might be a great place to hang out. This might be a really nice stretch in the right hip. If that's you, you be you, hang out there. If you're like, yeah, I don't feel much of a stretch in the right hip, maybe you want to reach through the gap in the legs to take hold of the left leg or thigh and gently draw in a little deeper. From there, maybe it feels comfortable to shift the legs to the left slightly. That's going to deepen the stretch in the right hip. Or maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want the opposite, shift the legs to the right, and that's going to ease you off of the stretch. So again, find your comfortable edge. Find where it's a comfortable stretch, not a painful stretch. And then gently release, and we'll take the other side. It's probably going to feel different, and that's okay. Crossing ankle over knee, feel your toes gently pull back. You might want to stay here, or you can reach through the gap. You might want to deepen by taking the legs to the right. You might want to ease off by taking the legs to the left. As you breathe, think about it as if you could breathe all the way down into that left hip. And then gently release. From there, now we're going to roll over to one side and come on up to hands and knees. From hands and knees, we're going to again move through our comfortable range with our cat and our cow. So you can exhale, gently push the floor away, drop the head round through the back. Inhale, gently arch, shoulders away from the ears, and again, monitor that you don't go too far. Exhale, rounding. Usually this one feels okay with stenosis. Inhale, gently arching. This is the one that can be a little more problematic, so stay in a comfortable range. Exhale, rounding. Inhale to arch. Moving at your own pace. Relax the jaw, the face. And then coming back to neutral, back to a flat back. From here, tuck the right toes under and slide your right leg back. You might need to come up a little more on the mat to keep that right foot on the mat. You're going to slide it back, and then from there, take a moment to just kind of notice the position of your body. So we don't want a lot of change or shifting happening as we slowly take the weight off of that right leg. So as you take the weight off the leg, nothing else moves, just the leg lifts. You'll know that you're doing it with your hips staying lined up if you suddenly notice that you have less weight on your left hand. If you have less weight on the left hand, your hips are probably good. Feel that just gentle drawing in of the belly. We're training our belly to support our back. Maybe you hang out there. Maybe you reach through that opposite arm. And exhale, release it down, and we'll take the other side. Left toes tuck. Slide it back. Take a moment to just notice how your body is positioned and try and keep everything fairly still as you shift the weight off that left leg. Maybe it floats. Notice if there's less weight on your right hand. If so, good job. Maybe you want to reach. And exhale, gently come down and take it back to child's pose. Let your hips drop back, let your body relax down. You can have the arms forward, or if it's more comfortable to stack your hands, or even make little fists and stack your fists. Rest your head on those, that's great. Just sending your breath all the way down your back as if you could breathe into the small of your back or into your hips. Feel the inhale expand the area like a massage. Feel the exhale release it back down. Inhale, gently rise back up. You're going to tuck your toes under. And as we move into downward facing dog, the challenge is going to be to move into down dog by reaching back through the hips. So rather than just lifting straight up, you're going to pull your hips back first and then lift, as if you could kind of reach your hips away from your hands. Your knees might be really bent from here, and that's great. If your hamstrings are short, if you notice that that strap stretch at the beginning was a challenge, definitely bend the knees. If you could comfortably get your hands pretty close to your feet, maybe you want to, in that strap stretch, maybe you want to straighten the legs. Feel your hips pull away from your hands. Maybe even imagining that there's a little traction happening in the back, a little space being created between the vertebrae of the lumbar spine. And then from downward facing dog, you're going to slowly lower down to your knees and go ahead and step the right foot forward to come into a lunge. As you come into the lunge, you want your left hip to be kind of right over the knee, so it's sort of a 90-degree angle lunge, front foot right under your knee as well. And then from here, you're going to bring your hands together, maybe interlace the fingers and release the pointer fingers if that feels good, or just keep the palms together. But we're going to inhale and reach up to the sky. As you reach up, what you want to feel is this nice kind of opening happening through the whole front of the body. Front of that back thigh, hip, belly, maybe even up through the arms, just opening up through that front line, but without any strain in the back. If you feel some strain in the back, one thing to do would be to take the hands to the hips. See if that helps. If it doesn't help, maybe lean forward slightly, taking a little bit of that stretch out. We want to get it so that we get the stretch in the front of the leg, but without too much compression in the back. Breathing here. And then exhale. Gently release the hand down and step it back for downward facing dog. Relax the neck, the head. And when you're ready, taking the other side, you can exhale, slowly lower to your knees. Inhale, step the left foot forward, finding those right angles from the knee to the hip. From there, hands come together or interlace. Either way, inhale, reach up. And as you breathe, now feel that opening through the front of the right leg, right hip, right belly. Relax the face, the jaw. Again, you can take your hands to your hips if that feels better. Think about lengthening through the spine. Create lift, create space. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And then from here, once again, slowly lower to the knees and take it back to child's pose. And then from child's pose, we're going to work our way up to standing. So we're going to move through downward facing dog, but we're not going to hang out there long. We're just going to walk our feet up to our hands nice and slow, bend the knees, let the body hang. From here, take the hands to the hips, and with a flat back, we're going to inhale. Draw the belly in, support the back as you rise up. And exhaling at the top, go ahead, bring the hands to the heart. You can have the feet touching or slightly apart. Take a moment to feel your feet rooting towards the earth. Lifting through the arches of the feet, feel how that engages the muscles all the way up the legs, gently drawing in the belly. Lengthening through the crown of the head, dropping the chin. Imagining in mountain pose here that you could create space in your spine, lifting one vertebrae off the next. Notice if that's also lifted your breath up to your chest, soften the shoulders, get the breath back down, lower rib cage. From here, interlace the hands but release the pointer fingers. We're going to inhale to reach up. You're going to plant your right foot as you inhale and lift up and over to the right, gently opening through the left side. Inhale back up to center, and other side, planting through the feet, lifting up and over, opening through the right side. Inhale back up, and exhale, hands to the heart. From here, go ahead and sit back through the hips into chair pose. With the hips sitting back, you want to make sure that you're not bending the knees too far forward. You should be able to see most, if not all, of your feet in front of your knees. From here, shift the weight over onto your right foot and step the left foot back for warrior one pose. Feet line up heel to heel or maybe even wider. The arms can reach up or you can have them back at your hips. Angling your hips in the same direction as your feet, so that front hip angles forward, left hip angles almost forward, slightly out. Feel the belly draw in. Shift the weight forward. Inhale, come back to standing. Exhale, back to chair. Shift the weight over to the left foot and step the right foot back, warrior one. Maybe reaching up, maybe hands on the hips. And the front knee is going to bend until you can just see the big toe to the inside of the knee. Feel that lower abdominal belly drawing in. Feel that support for your back. Feel that opening through the front of the back hip. Shift the weight forward. Inhale, rise it back up. Exhale, hands back to the heart. Let's take another round of crescent moon. Interlace. Release the pointer fingers. Inhaling up. Exhale, up and over to the right. Breathing here. Comfortable amount. Inhale, lift. Exhale, up and over to the left. Inhale, lift. And exhale, hands to the heart. From here, separate your feet a little wider than your hips. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, hinge back from the hips, gently bend the knees, forward fold, let your body hang. This usually feels really nice. Let gravity release the spine. You can nod the head yes, you can shake the head no, you can loosey-goosey your arms. And then from here, slowly coming all the way down to seated, coming into a comfortable seated position. And from seated, we're just going to take a moment to check back in with the breath, maybe taking one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Feel the breath dropping low in the body, but thinking about that puppeteer string lifting us taller, lifting off the spine, so we're not hunching down onto it, we're lifting up. You might again want to be propped up on a bolster or a block. And then gently opening the eyes. And from here, we're going to take something that will hopefully feel really nice, which is a supported forward fold. So you're going to bring maybe a big, thick bolster or a couple of pillows, couch cushions, folded blankets, whatever you got, and you're going to bring it in front of you. From here, you can take the legs as wide out as they're comfortable being, and you're going to relax forward. So maybe as you relax forward, maybe it's just the arms that are going to rest onto the bolster, and you bring your hands up under your head. Maybe if you can allow your body to melt a little deeper, maybe you bring your chest onto the bolster, maybe your head. Again, making sure that you're in a comfortable range. It's also okay to give a little bend to the knees if that helps. Breathing down into the back. If there's any pain or discomfort in the back, this is a great time to massage it out with your breath. And then inhale as you gently come back up. You're going to keep the bolster handy because we're going to bring it down for under our feet. So now you're going to come onto your back with the feet up on the bolster. And we're going to take a twist from here. You can let your arms relax open at your sides and take the knees over to the left. As the knees go to the left, feel your lower back just gently open into the twist, but feel the deeper part of the twist happening in your rib cage. You can look up, or if it's comfortable on your neck, to look to the right. Feel free. Sending the breath into wherever there's sensation in the body. Inhaling back up. And exhaling other side. Knees to the right, maybe looking to the left if that's comfortable on your neck. And inhaling back up, and maybe you just want to take your Shavasana here, the bolster's there for under your knees, or if you have a couch or a chair handy, a really great thing for stenosis is legs up the chair or legs up the couch. For this one, you come to sit with your profile to the couch or to a chair, and then you roll around so that you can come onto your back with your legs up the couch, legs up the chair. Let your arms relax out. This is a really awesome position for people who have stenosis in their lower back because it opens up the joints of the spine. It allows them to breathe, to relax. This is a great, if you're going to do one pose for stenosis, this is usually the most pleasant of them. As you breathe, let your belly respond to your breath, rising on the inhale, falling on the exhale. Relax the face, the jaw. Feel your breath slowing down. Maybe taking this moment to really zoom in on any part of your back that feels stiff, that feels achy or sore. And use your breath to just send some loving kindness to that area, to send some space, some opening, some softening. Feel free to pause the video, stay here as long as you want. When you're ready to come out, you're going to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe draw your knees to your chest and roll to one side. If you were in legs up the couch, you want to stay on your side for at least 3 breaths. Taking your time before coming up again. But whenever you're ready, you can make your way back up to seated. And thank you so much for doing this yoga for stenosis lower back pain video with me. I hope you have less lower back pain. I hope you're feeling awesome, and I hope that you feel a little stronger and more spacious and mobile into your back. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.